I really like Nathan Fillion. He's really good.
Yeah, it had to be amazing. Tell us about getting to work with him.
He's a really cool guy. Well, I mean, you know, this film is like filled with cameos and like these great characters, and a lot of cool actors get to come in, you know, every week and kind of do their thing. And I'm kind of like, you know, I'm the straight guy, just stand there and, you know, do my thing, and they get to play around with these great characters. And Nathan is a lot of fun, has so many ideas, and it was really cool to see what he brought to the table, you know, his options that he created. It was cool. It's fun.
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things about this series is you do get these cameos that pop up out of the blue. I don't know if you guys noticed in the first clip we showed, one of I thought was a great Easter egg in this movie. The middle cab driver was Yvette Nicole Brown.
Yeah.
You guys may recognize from the TV show Community. One of my
I'm a big fan of Community, too, so that was cool.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Percy Jackson has drawn, from early stages, has drawn a lot of comparisons to the Harry Potter series in terms of the adaptation of this mega book series to film. As we know, those guys spent over a decade, 8 movies, the main trio there. How long can you see yourselves working on Percy Jackson movies?
Well, I love making Percy Jackson movies. I would make Percy Jackson movies till I was 40 if they'd let me. I'm not sure that I'd be right for the character at that point, but I think the movies are so much fun, and I love this character. I love that she's a very strong female character and a great role model, and I'd love to make another one, and we'll see if that happens. I think that people would like to see another one.
Yeah, I have a good time in these movies. You know, they're a lot of fun to make, and for me, you know, it's really about the fans and the people that like, you know, the book, and if they like these movies, you know, and if enough people see it, I'm always gonna, you know, want to come back and, you know, fill out the series and do it for them as well, you know.
I would imagine one of the biggest challenges to working on these films is all of the effects and the CGI. You guys are constantly battling creatures and monsters and various foes. Can you give us some insight to shooting those scenes? What is that like? Are you guys is there a green screen? Are you looking at a tennis ball? Tell us what that's like.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, and I think that's one of the coolest things about making a movie like this for me. I mean, it's not something you learn in acting class. You don't really learn how to work with green screen, and it's just cool because you'll shoot for days in a room that's nothing but, you know, green around you, and then when you see the movie and you see what they put into that place, it's really amazing because you don't know what to expect, and it's really cool to see all the special effects put in around you.
Yeah, I mean, when doing I guess, like, visual effects sequences, I mean, they're so, they're so not, like, spontaneous at all. I mean, like, it's so, I'll put it this way. They have these things called pre-visual animations that are, like, set up through the studio and stuff like that are basically the whole segment of whatever the scene is. Like the taxi scene, they have that whole segment like blocked together in an animation and approved by so many people, and you really know what you're doing before you even get there, like shot for shot. And on top of that, they have all this conceptual art and all these things. So when you're there, I mean, it's a green screen, but I mean, you're working off it, but you know what it's going to be, like in your mind, like visually. You actually have an idea of what it is. So yeah, once you're, like, I guess, prepped with all that, it makes it kind of easy to play around in those frames, which is cool.
Cool. Well, I believe we're going to get a look at some of those effects in the next clip, and then we're going to open it up to the floor for questions.
Tell me those aren't sharks.
Those aren't sharks. Paddle!
Yeah, sharks would be better. What? She guides the sea of monsters!
Hold on!
Also much like a New York City cab ride.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have some questions from the crowd?
Hi, Logan. Hi, Alexandra. Did you ever read the Percy Jackson books? If yes, what was your favorite Percy Jackson book and why?
I've read the first and the second book, and I read the first book before I did the first movie, and the second book before I did the second movie. I love them both. I like the first book, setting up all the characters, being introduced to the story. But I think this book, the second book and the second movie, it's just it's really exciting. It's the Sea of Monsters. There's a lot of monsters. It's just really a fun, big story, and I really liked it.
And I only looked at the first two as well so far, and if we do the third one, I'll read the third one as well and all that. But picking favorites is hard. That's hard. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy them both. They're fun. They're fun books. Thank you.
Hello, this is for Logan. What do you like doing with movies that have big special effects rather than doing it like Perks of being a wallflower? What are the differences that you like in both of them, and what do you like similarly?
First of all, you're wearing an Imagine Dragons t-shirt, I think, right? She was in that video, and that's really cool.
Cool, I didn't notice.
I just wanted to point that out. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. They put on great shows. Sorry.
But to your question, yeah, I mean, the major difference is that, I guess, Percy Jackson film or a big visual effects driven action film or something like that, adventure movie, is really physically hard to make. And Perks is or something like that, like a smaller film, more character driven or something, yeah, is emotionally taxing. I enjoy both of them. They're different. They're really different, types of movies to make. But I can't say I like one more than the other or anything like that. But they're fun worlds, both of them. Yeah.
Give it up for Perks of Being a Wallflower, by the way. If you saw that movie last year, I have to say, personally, probably the best thing I saw last year. If you haven't seen it, it's on DVD and Blu-ray.
Thank you.
I love the first movie, by the way, and you guys are very talented. If you weren't doing this movie, what would you be doing, if you weren't an actor or actress? And what advice do you have for up-and-coming actors?
I'm not sure what I would be doing if I wasn't an actress. I got sucked in pretty early, and I decided pretty early on that this was all I really wanted to do. So I didn't have much time to think about something else. But, I probably, if I hadn't had the opportunity to be an actress, my parents are lawyers, and I think I could have followed in their footsteps. I wouldn't have had as much fun, I don't think. But
She'd make a great lawyer.
Tough. What was the second part of the question? Advice, yes. I think the toughest thing that I encountered when I decided to be an actress was, and I think this is with any profession, anything you choose to do, there are a lot of, people will give you their opinions on what you should do, and you'll have a lot of self-doubt sometimes, and I think the main thing to do is follow your heart and try not to doubt yourself, and you'll sort of learn that as you get older. It's a lot of through experience, but I think following your heart and working really, really hard is the best thing you can do. And yeah, just try not to be too hard on yourself.